video. Sitting in a different chair. Because I wanted to be closer to television. As we embark upon a 12-hour radio superbity-thon, interrupted by a bunch of jackwagon guests. Who are all these people that are going to interrupt my show today, Denise?
Just a whole bunch of different type of business owners and some nonprofit organizations. I figured you needed a break, man. You can't talk. You can't talk for 12 hours.
Have you screened them? I mean, do they have good radio voices? Do they know what superbity's all about?
Seriously, do you think they pay me enough to screen them? If they have money or they have something for you?
Are they going to spend any money on the radio? See, that's what I would do. I said, if you're not going to sponsor the radio station, we don't want you.
They need to spend.
Well, some of them will be. Some of them are bringing things in. Somebody's bringing you food.
They are?
Seriously, he's bringing you a turkey
lunch?
Sandwich.
Ooh, time shot back.
Oh, I know who that is. That's Jack Stecklin.
Right, but...
My insurance buddy.
Is that who it is? Well,
sushi. Who eats sushi?
But he's bringing you a turkey sandwich.
I can tell you this. I don't think there's many members of Bulldog Nation that eat sushi. We're a hot dog.
You don't like sushi?
I got to tell you a funny story.
Sushi.
After a court yesterday afternoon, I hadn't eaten lunch, and it was about 2 o'clock. So I go up to a hot dog stand, and I needed to break up a 20 because I needed $5 for the parking computer. So I go up and I just get a bottle of water. I said, I'll get a hot dog too. I said, I'm a simple man with simple tastes. And 3 dudes behind me go, yeah, man, we get that. So I bought the 3 dudes behind me
a hot dog.
And they're now members of Bulldog Nation. And then when I was walking to my Bulldog mobile, I heard some dude go, there's the man, there he goes, man, there's the man, that's the Bulldog.
Bulldog, hot dog.
I had fans down at the courthouse steps. I wanted to start passing out cards.
You're a known man.
Well, how about the old president? He's on the Tonight Show last night.
About that.
Trying to get those votes of those young people, late night people. I was thinking about this early voting that's going on. And Bill Spry sent us a nice little article from Time Magazine, which we'll discuss later, about early voting in Ohio. You know what early voting, when you boil it down to what it really is? All it is more opportunity for people to cheat. That's all it is. You got a little scam going for one day. No. Obama and all his criminals that work for him, they now have 30 days in these states to defraud the election. I mean, it's amazing. Early voting. Don't get it. Don't understand it. Unnecessary. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I'm not kidding you. I have all the material that I need to do a 24-hour show, and I only have to do 12. Rand Paul, he's going to be calling in at about 10:25, not 10:24, 10:26, but 10:25. We've got Rand Paul calling in. Lots to discuss with him. I don't know how much time he's going to be able to give us. I will focus on the big things. I want to ask how his dear old dad is doing. Last night I went driving. I tell you, I don't get any sleep. No sleep for the Bulldog. I have all kinds of funny things, insightful things to share with you. Local news, pop culture. As you know, we cover it all right here. And we call it radio superbity. How do you top that, radio superbity? I even brought in, I've been writing newspaper articles for lots of different publications. I even brought in, I thought it was worth doing, I even brought in my book of all the articles that I've written over the last few years. And we're talking about some good stuff about economics and everything else. Today in history, 1924, Little Orphan Annie, the comic strip first appeared. And ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, I don't really care. But here's something that Garrett has for you.
Must be the theme song or something. Oh, the Hard Knock Life thing.
Is it?
Did you pull this up this morning? You're like
That's enough of those little squeaky voices. 1940,
annoying.
Benjamin Davis became the first black U.S. Army general. How do you like that? 1960, the first electronic wristwatch was placed on sale in New York City. Good for them. 1974, the Air Force fired the first ever intercontinental ballistic missile. Hepatitis virus is discovered in 1984. How do you like that?
That's something exciting.
Today's famous. You don't need to worry about that. I'll get it all. I'll organize it.
Okay, I'll leave it.
Because
it's all just piled up. I'm waiting for it to fall off.
You can tell she's a woman. She sees a mess. She feels like she's got to clean it up. It's a sign of a good woman, Denise.
That is sad, isn't it?
Katy Perry will be 28 today.
Baby, you're a firework. You're on the ball over there this morning.
Why don't we play I Kissed a Girl? I like that Katy Perry.
Yeah, that's Katy Perry, too.
That's okay. How about Helen Reddy? I would love to play, if you could find it for me. Helen Reddy, I Am Woman.
Helen Reddy, all right.
I Am Woman.
I do know that song.
I love that song. Bobby Knight is 72. Minnie Pearl was birthday today. And Pablo Picasso, who, I'm sorry, folks, he sucked. Look at this cubism. And then he went on this, like, vagina trip where, like, he just painted women's crotches. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he like women's crotches. Like, I could tell somebody, I have the largest collection in the world of Pablo Picasso's crotches.
Did they have a special
It's freaking messed up, man.
Of some sort?
Today's also known as Cartoonists Against Crime Day. What the hell is that all about? Punk for a Day. National Greasy Food Day. Not for the dog. Sourest Day. Mother-in-law Day. Hey, somebody who's listening to me, Chuckster or somebody, remembered I got to send something to my mother-in-law. She will be impressed that I did not forget Mother-in-law Day.
Betcha she has no idea it's Mother-in-law Day.
No idea. Nobody has any idea that it's Mother-in-law Day. Nobody celebrates it. Today's forecast, sunny, high of 80, low of 57. Friday, partly cloudy, high of 59, low of 46. Saturday, showers, high of 50, low of 38. I tell you right now, the Halloween party is going to rock. I'm pumped up tomorrow night.
One day, yeah, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. You have it all ready?
I'm ready to, well, McHale's is catering it. They do the catering for the drawbridge. There's another person you ought to get on, Spry, to sponsor. McHale's. I just gave them a big check yesterday. And then we have, take them at the drawbridge, but that's going to be fun. And then Friday, every show now, we're going to have Denise. We're going to wait a little bit later, but Denise will promote what's going on with Class X Radio, and that includes Friday night. If you don't want to come to Bulldog's Halloween party, or you weren't invited to Bulldog's Halloween party, you're stuck going to see Jefferson Starship down at the Syndicate, right?
Well, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on, but yeah, that's one of them. One of the things that's out there.
So my birthday party's competing with Jefferson Starship.
Is that what this is?
Thank God we didn't have to compete last week against Get the Lead Out.
Wait, is this your birthday party or Halloween party?
Halloween party.
You just said birthday.
I meant Halloween.
Well, I was going to say, does your birthday fall? I thought, well,
my birthday is August 6th. You got? Is it time to play music? I mean, you haven't given me any. I tell you, the place falls apart when we don't have Jake.
Jake,
we need you, Jake.
I called him and woke him up this morning. I didn't mean to. I lost my keys.
How about a little? Let me see if we got any.
Totally disorganized. By the way, on Facebook, the feel good song is going to be Fleetwood Mac, "Go Your Own Way," which is something you come home and your spouse never tells you. I just want you to go your. Oh, you're going to play this, huh?
Let's play it.
Let's play it. It's a great song on Class X Radio. Crank it up. It's the Bulldog on Class X Radio, delivering radio superbity all day long. Denise, you got a traffic report.
You know what? There is just a broken down car out there. It's not really causing too big of a problem. That's on 71 right around the lateral. So it's on the right shoulder. The rest of the traffic pretty light. You didn't have any trouble getting in, did you?
No, I did not.
I got in here just in time for Garrett to let me in the place.
Let's have some jack wagons. Leno, we're going to jack wagon up Obama.
You jack wagon?
On Leno, he laughed off Trump's offer to donate $5 million to charity for releasing his college records by claiming their feud goes back to their days growing up in Kenya, saying, "We had constant run-ins on the soccer field. He wasn't very good and resented it. When we finally moved to America, I thought it would be over." You know, I look at this Trump thing, this $5 million offer, two ways. First off, I think it's funny because why wouldn't you say, hey, the guy's going to waste his money? I don't have anything to hide in my transcript or my passport. So why wouldn't you do that and stick it right up old Trump's hind leg? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the other hand, if this is the way, we're going to conduct business in the future, it's like anybody and everybody could say, well, Bulldog, I'm going to offer you $5 million if you do X, Y, Z. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like philanthropy blackmail or something.
I was going to say, it starts a bad trend.
Right.
Yeah.
Extortion through philanthropy. But if he doesn't have anything to hide, he ought to just. But, of course, we know he does. Paul Krugman. We're going to jackwagon him up, Mr. New York Times op-ed page. He said if Romney's elected, the country could face a double-dip recession. Yeah, really? What are we in now, Krugman? Oracles. Guess what, folks? Villa Hills Mayor Mike Martin. Dun, 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 dun. They could not get an unanimous vote to oust a man the citizens of Villa Hills elected. Big waste of taxpayer money. I called that one. Did I not call that one? I called that one. Phil Taliaferro takes him to the cleaners for probably, you watch, it'll be $100,000 in attorney fees. Now, what he should have done when they approached him is this. No, it's a waste of your money. You don't want to tear your city apart. Let's not do that. Instead, okay. And we're going to give Oracle status to Clint Eastwood. He filmed a new ad for Romney in which he says a second term for Obama would be a rerun of the first, and our country just couldn't survive that. And I agree. And guess what? I thought of something witty and wise on the way in. Every once in a while, I do a virtual conversation, okay? Now, this is a first for me. I am going to try to do a virtual reenactment of a new scene. Has everybody seen the movie Unforgiven? Unforgiven is a classic Western. It was the last Western that Clint Eastwood did. And it chronicles the trail of Clint Eastwood and two of his buddies, including Morgan Freeman, who are going to revenge and avenge the knifing of some prostitutes by some bad guys. And there's that famous scene in the bar where Clint Eastwood encounters Little Bob, or Little Bill. His guy's name is Little Bill. Little Bill, played by Gene Hackman. Now, everybody knows that scene in that movie about what really, happened in the scene. Where the guy says, you just shot an unarmed. Little Bill goes, you just shot an unarmed man. And Clint Eastwood responded, should have armed himself. And the whole reason why he was there was because they killed Ned, Morgan Freeman's character, and put him out on the front porch for everybody to see. And Clint Eastwood was mad. Now I've set the stage for the new edited scene in Unforgiven. Well, I just want everybody to know that I just came in to get a drink of water, and I'll be leaving. What do you mean, you're not going to shoot us? Why would I shoot you? That guy you got leaning up against the wall outside supported Barack Obama. He even did a television commercial for him. I'm for Romney. See you guys later. That was the edited scene. Is it not hilarious that Morgan Freeman is campaigning for Obama and Clint Eastwood is campaigning for Romney? I wonder if Clinton and Morgan have talked about, and they appeared in other movies together, lots of movies together.
Well, everybody has their choice.
That was a Bulldog original reenactment.
There you go.
Sure, they go back and forth on the set.
I get all the credit for this because I'm the one that bought the book and gave it to William and said, William, I want you to pull things out of here for history because they're great. Are you ready for some history superbity, some things you've never heard about? According to Irish legend, jack-o'-lanterns were named after a stingy man named Jack, who, because he tricked the devil several times, was forbidden entrance into both heaven and hell. He was condemned to wander the earth, waving his lantern to lead people away from their past. Now you know what a jack-o'-lantern's all about. You didn't know that, did you, Denise Johnson?
No, but why did it come out? I mean, why is it a pumpkin then?
Huh?
Why is it a pumpkin? I get the jack and the lantern, but why a pumpkin?
Because you can carve a lantern and a pumpkin better than any other fruit.
Okay.
The Three Little Pigs, released May 27th, 1933, and produced by Walt Disney. It was seen as a symbolic of the Great Depression, with the wolf representing the Depression and the Three Little Pigs representing average citizens who eventually succeeded by working together. My God, I'm never going to watch that show again. You know how OK, and I knew this one. You know how OK came from? It derives from President Martin Van Buren, who was known as Old Kinderhook from New York. OK clubs were created to support Van Buren's campaigns. When Horace and Dinah Wilcox founded Hollywood in 1887, they hoped it would become a religious community. They actually banned liquor from the town and offered free land anyone willing to build a church. How far they've come.
How'd that work out for them?
Hawaii is the only state to honor a monarch, celebrating King Kamehameha Day on June 11th since 1872. Kamehameha is known as uniting the Hawaiian Islands in 1810. Kamehameha.
I'm gonna,
Kamehameha.
have you ever been to
See,
Hawaii?
when I try, I can do it.
What?
No, my wife doesn't want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. She don't want to go to Hawaii. Everybody I know has been to Hawaii. Says it's the most beautiful place in the world.
It is, and all the names of the streets are exactly just like that. And you'd be driving around going,
Kamehameha?
whatever.
Here's the big news. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition was generated in 1978.
That's a great issue.
The Beauties of Brazil published Cheryl Teagues in that infamous fishnet see-through swimsuit. The best-selling was the 25th anniversary issue with Kathy Ireland. My wife got I kind of like Kathy Ireland. I'm not allowed to mention Kathy Ireland's name in the house, or I have to sleep outside with the dogs.
That's pretty rough, but I guess it doesn't happen too often.
Aren't we supposed to be trying to raise some money? Denise, you need to be – what's the phone number? Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, we want you to sponsor some money because Bill Spry's so hard up, he needs money for this radio station, which is a public and not a for-profit radio station. It's a nonprofit. The phone number is I got to memorize now. 513-200-8891. Now think about that.
It's 201.
201. Right. I got it wrong.
No, barely.
513-201. Right.
Unfortunately.
Bill, how come we got a 1 in there? It ought to be 200. 513-201-8891. Or go to classxradio.com and pledge some money for this place.
Do I need? I'll take.
So I could stop spending all my money.
That's
you know what?
That's what it is.
I just had a thought. Are your guests going to be calling up to Bill's office now?
Actually, this morning.
I don't know, but the guests better bring money or I'm not letting them in. Before we buzz them in, we're going to say, you got a check?
You got a check, yeah.
Oh, we're not letting them in. That's the way I'm rolling
for
today.
At least $3,000.
And to kick this thing off, I hereby pledge $25.
That was hard for you to get that out. You already spent money on all your drinks.
I'm going to pledge $100 right now. I will. I'll write a check. $100. I want everybody in Bulldog Nation that can afford it to sponsor from $10 to $100.
There you go, Bulldog
See, I'm doing
Nation.
my job.
There you go.
How about some lead for the head or for whatever else part of your body that ails you? I can tell I'm going to rock this freaking show on Class X Radio.
Hey, Bulldog.
Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Jim from Verona says that the watermelon lantern just did not turn out very good.
You could carve a watermelon handle, though, like a fruit basket. You could carve a handle out of that. I would think it would work. But
do you have any traffic going on out there?
You know what? We really don't right now. I mean, just taking a look, everything. We still have that just disabled car. They still have that posted as far as on 71 right around the lateral. But you know what? It's still pretty light. We'll see a big change here in about a half an hour. But no, wait a minute. I lied. Let me look. Let me click. No, just another broken down car, but that is on 275 eastbound at 747.
Fix your cars, people.
Yeah.
It's now time for a Class X subliminal message. Pick up the phone. 513-201-8891. Sponsor Class X Radio. This has been a subliminal message. Well, we're back to our regular scheduled program. Does anybody know why Chicago is called the Windy City?
Because it's so flat.
Dun, 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 dun.
Because it's windy.
Bingo!
That's why it's windy, is because it's so flat. And you get that
He didn't ask that.
The lake breeze.
That was just one of those obvious questions.
I probably gave the Anderson High School answer. You give the Fort Thomas.
Actually,
I was more in depth.
you guys are wrong.
Oh, it's not because it's windy.
Well, it is windy. That's why everybody
That's why
thinks.
they call it the Windy City.
But apparently, it's because the politicians were always full of hot air. They called it Windy City.
Well, that's pretty good reason.
That. I never knew that till I read it. But that, look who comes out of there, Barack Obama. I rest my case.
Why does Wisconsin suck and Minnesota blow?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I screwed that joke up. I think it's why is Chicago so windy, and it's because Minnesota sucks and something else blows. Whichever ones are right next to Chicago. That was a horrible joke.
We want to announce, we got a special announcement. Garrett is donating 75% of his salary this week to Class X Radio.
That equates to $20.53. That's 75% of my salary.
How much do I owe you?
My annual salary.
How much do I owe you, Denise, for all this fruit and food and Snickers and stuff you brought me?
$48.
Thank you.
There's part of your donation.
Hey, will you do another traffic report while I eat the Snickers? I forgot. I cannot listen to a traffic report right now.
Let me do it
all
like
right,
a sports thing or something.
There is nothing.
Who won the World Series game last night?
Giants. How about Pablo Sandoval, 3-home run game. Joins Babe Ruth, Reggie Jacks.
Can you mention the Reds?
Else
the Reds got to be sitting around, and that was nice. Help me out for. I want to thank you for helping me out there while I finish the Snickers. In pop culture,
you're welcome.
We need somebody to sponsor the Pop Culture Report. There's got to be somebody out there that could sponsor the Pop Culture Report every day.
The Pop Culture Report brought to you by insert your company's name here.
That's right.
That's right. Please call in, and we'll be happy to do that, and they can make a donation.
Donald Trump. What do you guys think about this $5 million charity? If you haven't heard, folks, Donald Trump has agreed to give $5 million to Obama's charity of choice if he would reveal his college transcripts and his passport records.
I was hoping he had some dirt on him.
$5 million. Well, maybe if he donated it to his campaign, he might cough it up.
By the way, Letterman slams Obama and Romney for not taking action on gun control. I hate to say,
Letterman sucks.
First of all, there's a disclaimer here. Class X Radio does not support violence in any way. This is just the Bulldog speaking, okay? Sometimes I just like to just go up and smack David Letterman. I think he's overrated. Because, I'm sorry, but I pay attention, and I know what's good radio, what's good television, what's bad radio, what's bad television. And that's bad television.
I used to think,
in my humble opinion.
I used to think,
he was back in the day when he was late night, when he was the late guy, he was good. They shifted him. He just changed or something. Maybe the gap in his teeth got wider.
Yeah, I think it has.
Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. And by the way, I don't have a man crush on him or anything else, and I'm not in the boy band stuff. But Justin Timberlake's grown on me. I like him. I like him. I think he's a cool dude. I think he's a good dude. You never hear anything bad about the guy. He's always says and does the right thing.
Yep.
In the movies, he plays that white trashy kind of guy funny or the slick guy kind of funny. I think he stole the show, for example, in Facebook. Social Network or whatever the movie was called.
He was good.
He was good in that. He played the who did he play? He played the Netflix or
yeah, the guy from Napster.
Napster. Yeah, he played the founder of Napster in that.
Right, and he was kind of a little bit of a scuzzball, but was just kind of like warning them. What else? Oh,
Best Friends with Benefits was a fun movie. I think
for the promotion of that movie, and I'm sure it had a little something to do with it, but he went to like a military ball with somebody in the military.
Yes, he
did. They
did.
asked him, and then so did Mila Kunis.
Yes.
Who's hot. She is so hot.
Overrated.
Oh, she's sexy.
See, and I'm confused. Is that the same girl that was in Best Friends with Benefits with him?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen that movie? I laughed. My sisters wanted to watch it.
I think it's just Friends with Benefits, not Best Friends.
Okay, Friends with Benefits. Best Friends with Benefits. Friends with Benefits.
Nobody has a best friend. Well, maybe they do.
Will you guys stop your babbling so I can finish my pop culture
report?
report?
Friends with Benefits.
Have you ever seen
Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel sold their cover of People magazine picture $300,000. We're going to sell to raise money for Bill Spry since he's so desperate. We will raffle off to the highest bidder the raw video footage of this entire show.
I think you need.
Are we allowed to do that? I don't want to get in the FCC
uncut
regulations. I don't know.
You can see what we do during breaks.
Tom Cruise has filed a $50 million lawsuit against Life and Style and In Touch magazine for saying he abandoned his daughter, Suri. His attorney said the money will go to charity.
I hate Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he's worn on me. I don't really like him anymore either. How about this? Does Jessica Simpson's parents are getting divorced in Texas?
Say what?
Yeah. Christina Applegate. Someone is threatening her fiance. It's called fiance, William. Online, saying he stole her away from him. Aw. If not for you, she would be mine. Man, you don't want to have a breakdown like that on in public, do you?
No.
Like, here's what you do, okay? Like, your wife leaves you. Your wife leaves you. In private, you go, oh, my God, I can't believe she left me. In public, you go this, man, I don't care. I can do better than her anyway. I'm glad she's gone.
Yep.
Is that what you do? When you finally make it back out of the house?
And then you go off the air, you go, oh, God, Garrett, I can't believe she left me. And when you get back on the radio,
shoulder,
hey, Garrett, man, let's open up the mics for my wife number 3. Wait, are we ready for a break?
Yes.
How about some Steve Miller Joker? It's called Superbity, folks, right here on Class X Radio. The Bulldog on Class X Radio. Remember Bobby Brown? Arrested on DUI charges for the second time this year. Bobby.
Go get him, Bobby.
Being held on $25,000 bail. His daughter's probably going to bail him out.
Lady Gaga, a mess too.
Yeah, Lady Gaga. According to Rolling Stone, Duke University have named a newly discovered fern after Lady Gaga. Well, we're going to have a fern named Bulldog.
Yeah.
Bulldog fern. CNN. The network is refusing to comment on claims that Piers Morgan might have been involved in a phone hacking scandal when he was editor of the Daily Mirror in Great Britain. Of course he was, though. And local news, Romney is in Roseline today. He'll speak at Jet Machine, a manufacturing plant in Roseline around 10:30 a.m. Mitt.
Go get him, Mitt.
This is a good time to probably break for a traffic report and anything else that we're supposed to be promoting or saying on the radio. Go ahead and say it. And by the way, remember, Rand Paul is going to be on with us at 10:25 a.m. United States Senator Rand Paul is going to be on the radio with the dog.
Phones work.
Well, I was actually just reading. I was printing some stuff up. Let's go through the traffic report here real quick. I mean, it's pretty quiet out there still as far as heading out around the tri-state, so no problems. Let me go through that. A couple of disabled vehicles really shouldn't slow you down. 71 at the lateral and also 275 eastbound at 747. And we have the fund drive going on today. So, again, you need to call in. We have some tickets for you. 2 tickets to the Starship concert this weekend with meet and greet, and it has dinner. The show is Friday night.
Don't you want somebody to love?
My bad. No. Go for it. Go.
White rabbit.
There you go.
Why was it white? Go ahead. Continue.
I don't know. We'd have to ask Alice in Wonderland about that. I really have no idea. So, but you know what?
I have not used cocaine this morning.
I'm glad he's awake, though. That's at least the good part. At least
I hope so. He's got 11 hours.
And everybody, here's what the Bulldog sounds like eating a Belvita Golden Oat cracker in the morning.
It's very quiet. I cannot hear it.
All right. Now go ahead and continue your traffic report.
Continue, please, Denise.
He sent me a list of these. I'm like, I don't even know what those cookies are. Well, I tell you what, we already gave the traffic report. There's nothing out there. So,
well, will you promote something else while I eat my cookie?
Okay, no problem. Can you eat your cookie in quiet? Put it in your mouth and chew it up and let me finish talking. We're going to be giving these tickets away as a pair of tickets. We're going to give them away tonight between 5 and 5:30. So you'll have to call in to win. And that is for the highest donation. We're going to put those tickets in the pot. Again, you need to call 513-201-8891. And that's those are our numbers, too, on the dial. 88.9 and 89.1. So they did do a pretty good job with that part of it.
We're looking for our first $100,000 donor. 513-201-8891.
We'll take 100 or 1,000 if you don't have 100,000.
If you can't get in, the phone lines are lit up. Keep trying.
Yeah. Just keep calling people.
Did you all see my promo for the show last night? I said something pretty witty and wise. Oral Roberts. Remember that jackwagon that went on national television and said if they didn't raise $5 million, God told him he was going to die? And it worked. Which raises the question, why would you name your son Oral?
It's a horrible name.
I mean, come on. Who looks at their little boy and says, let's name him Oral? And his sister Anal.
I think oh, boy.
That doesn't violate any FCC rule.
It's not an FCC bio.
No, you can say Anal.
Hey, you're good there.
I mean, come on. Oral? Who names their kid Oral? Actually, he grew up looking like an Oral, didn't he?
Oh, my gosh.
Oral Roberts. So we're going to announce. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it right now. If we don't raise $100,000 today, God has spoken, and Bill Spry is going to die.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't tell Rhonda. If she's listening. Rhonda, earmuffs, earmuffs. Oh, it's too late. I already announced it, didn't I?
I was going to say.
All right, hell with it. Doesn't matter, Rhonda. Bill can explain it to you later.
Bill?
We're sorry, Bill.
100,000.
We're trying. Bill, we're doing all we can, man.
What are we at, Bill? 45 bucks?
Are we? Bill, will you text me?
You're screwed.
Bill, am I allowed to sell on the radio to the highest bidder a naked picture of Garrett? I mean, to me.
I think mine would be bid on higher.
Hey, that would be a great idea. Which naked picture would sell the highest? No, let's be tasteful.
Denise
just our butts.
Denise said that she'd already pay $1,000 for my naked picture.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Who could get the most for their naked picture of us three? Duh.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. You have a lot more fans.
Zimmerman.
You know what? Please email him because this might actually boost my income with Bill Spry. If I bring some money in, do I get to keep it? That's any of it?
Oh, we're gonna do a Bulldog calendar
that's exactly.
shoot. And I'm gonna be Miss January.
Miss January? Can you be? Well, you know what? I just wrote that down.
Completing a nude Santa outfit.
That's the way we need to raise money. We need to do a Bulldog calendar.
Hey, guess what? Hamilton County voting machines apparently are built by a firm tied to Bain and Company. Possibly could be remotely manipulated.
Good.
I like that. Good. Let's hope they are. Let's hope somebody's cheating for Mitt. Everybody's going to be cheating for Barack Obama. We got to have somebody cheating for us. Are you ready for a song? Is it time, or should I keep talking? Do you need more radio superbity?
Let me do the math here.
By the way, listen, a review of the state auditor's office has found around $200,000 in excessive spending within the Mason County School District. They board members went to upscale steakhouses and expensive hotel bills. Auditor Adam Edelin called it shameful. It is shameful.
Oh, I bet they had a great time, though. That's good for them.
You know, I wanted to play the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald because that's what we're headed for right now. But no, we got to play
Well, hold
Sundown.
on.
No. I'm just joking. I prefer Sundown. I love Sundown. Gordon Lightfoot on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Hey, Dan Francis is going to come in here to help out between noon and 3 today. And he just offered to bring a couple pizzas, and I said, well, heck yeah, we'll take some pizza.
Oh, he's going to have us hungry by the time he gets here, isn't he?
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, Denise was supposed to announce this, but I'll pick her up, like they do in sports and do this. no matter what amount you pledge during this pledge-a-thon that we're holding right here, and again, if you want to pledge some money to Class X Radio, 513-201-8891, your name will be thrown in a hat for a drawing to win 2 tickets to the Starship concert tomorrow night at the Syndicate. Just want everybody to know. Nobody knows this, but I've scheduled some of my own guests today. You know who I got coming in? And I'll be honest with you, I don't know when I got these people coming in, so if there's like somebody that was scheduled to come in and they suck, they're out of here and the replacement guest is coming on. And in fact, this is hilarious. When I say that word, you suck, it is, how should I say this? It's a classic, well-known thing in Bulldog Nation around the law office and everywhere else that when I hire a lawyer or I hire a person, that's what I say to them. I said, you know what I've learned? You never know until you know. If you get in here and you do a great job, it'll work. If you come in here and you suck, you're gone. So that's what, if you're a guest on Bulldog Nation Radio, you better be good. Like we know Rand Paul is going to rock it. We know Jack Stecklin's going to rock it. And you know who Ed Kluska is? Ed Kluska is the official Bulldog Nation astrologer.
There you go.
And he's going to come on today and tell you all whether or not you're going to die in a tornado tonight or not. Nah, he doesn't do that kind of thing. He just reads the stars. Here we go. 9 to 9. 9 to 9. I can't listen to Jack Stecklin for 30. Jack.
No, he's going to be here between
Jack,
9 and 9.
I'm cutting you off. You only get 5 minutes.
I was going to say they should only get 5. They're only going to get like 10. They're just coming between that time.
Jack Stecklin with Sushi Cincinnati is going to be in here. He's bringing me a turkey sandwich.
And he's giving away. He's bringing in 2 gift certificates, too, so that people, so we're going to donate those. We're going to throw those in the pot. So anybody that makes some donations, we're going to have that. He's going to do I guess, a sushi making thing. 9:30 to 10, Scott Baker from Hope's Legacy will be here. Between 12:30 and 1, Thomas Cox, who runs a family day camp for parents and at-risk teens. 3:30 to 4, Rob Wilfong, owner of Live Bait Comedy. 4:30 to 5, Ambient Studios, David Pruez, and a realtor from Cutler Realty. And I invited, my realtor got mad. Well,
she's, what's her name? Sorry, Judy. Judy Schlotman from Sipsey. Of course, she's a hoity-toity realtor. She only sells $1 million homes. Hey, Judy, you better bring some money with you. Anyway,
yeah, if they bring money.
She got mad when she saw this. I said, Judy, you can come on and be on the radio.
Hey, you know
what?
So
I got Judy Schlotman, too. We're going to have the battle of the realtors. Let's see which realtor donates the most to Class X Radio.
There you go. There's a competition.
Afghan Wigs. I've never heard of that.
I know, me either.
Old.
But you know what? The 2 pairs of Foxy Shazam tickets. So I guess I'm not I really don't know, but I know they are big. So that's at the Madison Theater. Those tickets are like December 30th. So that'll be good. The Madison donated those.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That's what a teenage girl would sound like.
Emilio Estevez is going to shoot a sports film in Greater Cincinnati.
Emilio!
And he will announce his plans at a press conference at the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum Auditorium today at 3. This is a sad story. 81-year-old Helen McJury died after being transported to Dearborn County Hospital. The truck she was a passenger in crashed in the back of a school bus on US 50. A 12-year-old student was also transported for an unknown injury. Drug traffickers arrested in Brown County. David Hodges and Kara Spurlock sold heroin with a street value of $3,000 to an undercover cop. Not good. Near St. Michael's School, by the way. 35-year-old Sheba Bassabos, who drove her car onto a sidewalk and struck the boy on McHenry Avenue, was indicted on 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 1 count of aggravated vehicular assault, and 1 count of vehicular assault. Sad. The Salyers Group, today they will announce their plans to build a $25 million boutique hotel in downtown Covington. A boutique hotel. You know what a boutique hotel does? It encourages philandering. That's what it does. Encourages philandering.
Have a good time down there. You know where that's going to be?
What else do you do in a boutique hotel besides philander?
Nothing like a good philander.
You can't hold a convention in a boutique hotel. Hamilton County, this is huge. Coast. The citizens against taxes. I know what CO stands for, but my mind's drawing a blank. CO says they endorse Joe Deters, my dear old distant cousin, has built a powerful leadership base in Hamilton County and consistently is elected to use that influence for a better Hamilton County. We add him to our list of 2012 endorsed candidates and wish him success in another term as county prosecutor. I ran into Joe at First Watch the other day. Joe and little Patrick, his boy. I want to tell you something. This is funny about Joe. Joe right now is Hamilton County prosecutor. He's of counsel at Stan Chesley's office, and some lawyers left Chesley's office and formed their own firm. He's of counsel there. So Joe Deters is in 3 law firms.
Wow.
May be busier than you.
I
True
was just
story.
gonna say.
True story. I offered him to join me, and he chose Chesley over the Bulldog, and I never will forget it. There's a little tinge of
How
of
often
me.
do you see Joe?
Periodically.
Like at holidays and stuff? Like, how distant of a cousin is he?
Real distant.
Like, not second cousin?
I think our great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpas were brothers or something like that.
Okay.
The reason why we see each other and talk to each other from time to time is Willie.
Oh, okay.
Joe and I have the great distinction of being on Willie's daily call list.
Okay. So you're both.
Willie called me yesterday. This is a hoot, and I can't announce it on the air yet. And I told Willie, I says, Willie, that's going to be great radio after it happens. And he says, you're not kidding. All I'm going to tell you is this. Willie and I are going to dinner with somebody. And we're not going to disclose who it is or anything else. But Willie and I are going to go to dinner with this person. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a hoot. That's all I'm telling you.
Can we guess the person?
No.
Come on.
No.
Is it
513-201-8891 if you would like. I just want to say I hate asking for money. I ain't asking for money.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it for Bill. I'm taking one for the team.
The Bill thing.
And by the way, did you see
You're not giving money to the Bulldog people.
That's
You're
right.
giving money.
I
to
do
the
this
station.
for free. I do this for free. Well, actually,
it costs you, doesn't it, to buy food? And...
Actually, FCC, we got to keep this from the FCC, so we can't talk about it on the radio. But I actually pay Bill Spry to let me be on the radio. Wait a minute, I just said that on the radio. Is that illegal?
Uh-oh.
To pay to have somebody on the radio?
You're the attorney.
I don't know. I don't know.
We can
FCC
get out of
rules,
that.
though.
We can wiggle out.
Can we get out of that one? Yeah. I hope so. You got a traffic report, Denise, or any other kind of report? You want like a drug trafficking, auto trafficking, any kind of trafficking you'd like to report on?
Oh, I have.
Now would be a good time for you to report on.
I have Denise's blonde moment too. Go ahead, Denise.
Do the blonde moment first.
Oh.
All right. So Denise comes in and she goes, "Do you know where his drudge report is?" I said it's a website, Denise.
No, I just said I didn't know where in the newsletter it was because
Denise?
I knew it was in the newsletter. There was a link.
Denise, every great national radio show has a blonde, so don't worry about it. Continue.
I'm not worried
You're
about it.
our blonde,
and if
Denise.
I was a true blonde, I probably wouldn't.
A real
maybe
blonde.
I would be offended. I don't know.
You're a fake blonde, though.
I am a fake blonde. So, in other words, I mean, I don't know if you can get away with it. You know what, guys? Traffic-wise, there's nothing going on out there. You know, everything.
Yeah, baby.
There isn't. I mean, there's no accidents. 71, 75, that traffic's really starting to slow down there. Typical spots through the cut and the hill. Also, 74 heading inbound from around Coleraine, heading on in that direction. Slowing down there. You got construction on Coleraine. No accidents, so to report. 275, everything's just picking up. It is after 7, so. But,
Hey.
you know what? Not too bad. Do you want...
People, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you already went through some of these tickets.
people-
Where's my drudge report? Like it's some paper you pick off.
People
the
not
have
what I was
taken the
asking.
bait. The first guess on who Willie and I are going to have dinner with is Charlie Sheen from Jim from Verona. I want to say this. I am not
that's a
going
good
to
guess.
announce. I am not going to announce publicly if anybody guesses it right. But here's the deal: if you guess right
You get to
by
know.
text or phone call, and remember my phone number is 859-250-2527 or eric@ericdeters.com. If somebody guesses right, whoever guesses right, who Willie and I are going to have dinner with, which will not be disclosed till after the fact, I will let you know that you guessed right, but you got to pledge secrecy. I will buy you dinner
Oh, they don't get to go with you?
at Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse. I'm not going to
Wow.
go with you, but I'm going to buy you dinner. The person who guesses correctly who Willie and I are going to have dinner with
Can I be a part of this?
Yes, but again, I'm not going to say yes or no to
Until
whatever the guest
after.
is. Until afterwards.
So how many guesses do I get?
You can guess all you want.
Wow. Can I get a clue? Is it a national?
No, there's going to be no clues.
One clue.
You just got to do like you do with the president's wives when you're guessing all the time. Just shoot names out.
I'm horrible at that, Denise.
So am I. And now that we have our list, maybe it'll be better.
See, with president's wives, I just have a list of 44. I'd give it straight to him. And is it Mitt? You're going with Mitt Romney.
He's just got a blank look on his face. He's not responding. Is it tonight?
I'm not responding to anybody.
You're not going tonight, though, right?
No.
Okay. So
Yeah, when is the dinner?
Huh?
When is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
You don't even tell when it is.
No clues.
That doesn't help me.
By the way, somebody tried to guess what I'm going to be on Halloween, and I said nothing. All I can tell you is this. All I can tell you is this. All of you that are coming to my Halloween party tomorrow night, when you see me, you are going to fall on the ground laughing.
In hysterical.
That's all I can tell you. Everybody, when they see me, are going to fall on the ground laughing.
You're going to be a bulldog, and your wife is going to be a.
It's that funny.
I know what it is. Neener, neener, neener.
And I just want everybody to know that you're single. We got 2 single people here. Now, I want to ask you, Denise. I want to ask you, Garrett. Are you looking for love, or are you just looking for fun?
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
What about you?
I was going to say the same thing, Garrett. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
You guys said I was trying to set up my song, and you blew it.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking for love.
I ain't talking about love. I ain't talking about love.
It's too troubling.
My love is rotten to the core. This is Van Halen on Class X Radio. Tell all your friends to call in and throw us some money on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Hey, Garrett, it's been a while since we did a New York sports report.
It has been.
Do you want to do a New York sports report?
I was thinking about that yesterday. Absolutely not. Yes, let's do it.
Well, Garrett, did the Giants win last night?
Giants win big over Detroit.
What happened? What was the score?
8-3, I think.
Pablo
Sandoval, the big panda.
3 homers? Are you kidding me?
Joins the Babe as one of the only 4 players to hit 3 homers in a World Series game.
Who's the greatest, Babe Ruth or Reggie Jackson?
Babe, you gotta give it to the Babe. No way.
Jackson.
The Babe was the man.
Yeah, but he different era, man.
He's
different
the king.
era.
It's
It
the
was an
Bambino.
era. They threw the ball about 50 mile per hour. Reggie Jackson hit 90 mile per hour fastball and a
Doesn't
curveball.
matter. So did the Babe. And he pitched.
Did the Babe even have to hit a curveball? I don't even think they hit a curveball.
Of course he did. The Babe would point his shot.
I don't know about that. Hey, Kobe Bryant out for the rest of the preseason. Got a sore foot.
He's just resting. It'll be fine for the regular season. The Lakers are going to be great.
The Knicks are going to win it all this year.
The Knicks.
And Brooklyn may be coming second, maybe. Brooklyn may be second.
It's going to be the Knicks. Brooklyn won't be in it.
They finally got out of Jersey, you know, man.
Absolutely. That crap rat hole.
I just want everybody to know, if you're a Buckeye fan, Braxton Miller's back.
He's back.
It's a good thing, because they ain't going to win it without Braxton.
We got an NFL game tonight. Who's playing?
I have no idea. Let's talk to William.
Tampa Bay, Minnesota.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers suck.
Adrian Peterson.
He's even better with an artificial knee. Didn't he get an artificial knee?
Like twice now.
I think he's got 3 freaking knees. No wonder he's so good.
Guy comes back better each time.
What time's the game tonight? 8 p.m., folks?
8:20.
The Tigers are going to lose again to the Giants.
0-1 hole.
It's going to be 2-0. Hey, I can't stand this guy. They've done a survey. Survey backs me up. Jay Cutler.
I love Jay Cutler.
In the league.
I love Jay Cutler.
I'm not kidding you. He's the least liked player in the NFL.
I could see that, but I love the guy.
And guess what? Alex Rodriguez.
Hey, Rod.
We're stuck with the guy. He sucks, but we're stuck with a $100 million contract.
No trade clause.
Who the hell gives a guy $100 million?
Guy's got a better contract than Mike Brown does with the city of Cincinnati.
And how about my Cowboys? They sucked, and they're going to lose to the Giants.
The Giants could roll them this weekend.
They're going to roll over, but it's the Cowboys. They suck.
Who knows?
Denise,
the Cowboys
can you give us a New York traffic report?
Actually, I can. Should I yell in there?
Horrible. You're horrible.
95. No, I know. I can't even try. I mean, it'll be some Mexican accent.
Actually, I can.
Mexican?
I can't do it. I even tried practicing.
Try it.
We can do a.
No, I can't do it. I don't think I can.
You know what's so funny?
I was
you know
like
what's
Jersey.
so funny?
More like a valley girl.
You know what's so funny? We can do a New York sports report. We could do an Hispanic sports report, Irish Catholic sports report, you name it. But if we did a black sports report,
they'd go
we'd
nuts.
get fired. We'd get fired. I know we would, man. Don't do it, Garrett. Don't talk like a black man, man. We're going to get fired.
Can't talk like a black man anyway.
You can't do it. It's racist.
Zim says I sound like I switched from New York to Boston.
Did you see
report?
Did you see Hughley on Bill O'Reilly? He
No.
says the only reason why he's for Barack Obama, he's black. Romney's not.
Of course he is.
Will you give us some traffic reports so we can stop talking like this?
I said 95 East is messed up right around Route 4. Now, that's 95 East, so that is in New York, people. And also 478, you got an accident there. So watch for that. You know what? I needed a helicopter because this just isn't cutting it. You know, in New York, you have to be flying overhead. You know, it's no problem if you're up in the air.
There's my mouse.
There's a little bit of you got a little bit.
Traffic,
278, it's
helicopter's
the road
gonna
express.
crash.
Like, don't crash.
slow it down.
No.
Oh, no.
495, the Long Island Expressway. Look out, we're going down. The copter's going
The
down.
Brooklyn Bridge is packed and stacked. It might fall in the river. It's the same place where they filmed that one movie, Saturday Night Fever.
Copter's down on 495. Now I'm going to have to crawl out
Hey,
and
I gotta ask
bust
everybody.
into flames.
I gotta ask everybody a question here. How does a guy who's so cool in Saturday Night Live, John Travolta, turns out to be a weirdo on the massage table?
That is weird.
I don't understand it at all.
That is wicked weird.
John Travolta gets on a massage table, turns into a weirdo. And if you got
I wants a happy ending in that massage, I'll tell you that much.
And if you're sleeping with Kelly Preston every night, come on.
What's he need the massage lady for? She's probably a man beast.
Hey, we got some news out of Florida. CBS Tampa. A Florida monkey, which has been on the run for 2 years, was shot with a tranquilizer yesterday and captured. The monkey has its own Facebook page.
It's been on the run for 2 years?
I haven't
What's his
checked this
name?
out yet. I don't know what the monkey's name is, but he's been on the loose for 2 years, hiding in people's garages, hiding in people's playhouses. Oh, my God. That is
How do you
hilarious.
search a monkey's Facebook page?
I don't know. Look up Monkey. Whiskey has her own Facebook page. Childhood obesity rates are declining. Boy, that's good news. Isn't that good news? What else do we have? The emails. Aren't these something else? These emails show that within 2 hours of the Libya attack, an email was sent to a U.S. official in Washington, had the headline, Update 2. Ansar al-Sharia claims responsibility for Benghazi attack. This is incredible. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we're going to get into this more later on the show. How crazy is it that Barack Obama, I mean, this is factual. What I'm about ready to tell you is fact. On September 11th, as all this was unfolding in Libya, and they know it was happening in real time, they had a White House Situation Room going on, the State Department, everybody close to the president had to know all these facts and everything, okay? He knows the ambassador's dead. He knows these people are dead. He freaking goes to Vegas the next day for a fundraiser. That is freaking cold, man. Unbelievable cold. Don't get it at all. And now for your listening pleasure. And remember, if you want to sponsor or pledge, 513-201-8891. This is a nonprofit radio station. And while you're contemplating how much to donate, listen to Aqualung by Jethro Tull on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. We're going to be on this radio all the way until 6 p.m. tonight. There will be no boring minute. Not a single minute of boring radio.
How could that be with you?
If you'd like to pledge, 513-201-8891. Bill Spry would be happy to take a pledge for Class X Radio, which is a non-profit radio station. Hillary Clinton remarked that a Facebook post claiming responsibility for the Benghazi attack was really insignificant. Hillary Clinton looks like an absolute liar that she is. For her to go in there and read in a monotone voice this video that we condemn, when she knew it wasn't a video. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, if you're not mad that Barack Obama, Jay Carney, Hillary Clinton, and the whole mess of them have lied and lied and lied about this Libyan attack on an ambassador, something's wrong with you. How about this? A 20-year-old Brazilian woman, Catarina Miglioriani, has auctioned her innocence online for $780,000. 90% of the money will go to a charity to build homes in Santa Catarina, Brazil. Well, at least she's using the money for a good. Have you put a bid in?
I was going to say, do you have $780,000 I could borrow?
No.
Please?
I got to ask this. It's a little early in the morning, but I got to ask this. You know, when you really think about it, isn't weird the way society, by the way, all societies, not just Western civilization, the virginity thing is such a big deal? Kind of doesn't make sense, really, does it?
No. Well, I don't know.
Denise, do you have a traffic report?
Well, we can run through one. Yeah, we have an accident westbound 275 at Ward's Corner. Also, an accident with injuries over in your neck of the woods. That's in Taylor Mill on Taylor Mill Road, just south of 275. And then there's another accident at Madison and Brotherton. So a couple of problems there. And you've got your typical slow traffic, pretty much stop and go. If you're heading westbound on 275 from Ward's Corner on over to 71, you're slow there. Southbound 75, off and on your brakes right up around the Allen Road overpass on down to 275 and then around the Ronald Reagan merge. Northbound 71, 75, kind of the same thing there as normal. You know, you're already slow from Buttermilk to the bridge, and 471 slowing down inbound as well. Back to you.
You got something to say? You'd like to be ready to say something.
I have a kind of a... I was 18 when I lost my Virginia. About you guys?
Well, I'm not going to answer that question.
Why not? Frank Marzullo was 17.
How do you know? I don't want to know. How do you know that?
What about you?
How do you know? I'm not answering the question.
Hey, how about Joe Biden? Joe Biden goes to an event in Ohio and takes the microphone and says he's in Iowa. He thinks he's in Iowa. He says Iowa for Ohio.
Kind of like when Obama called the Bearcats the Bobcats.
Now get this. Biden's Secret Service agent, 51-year-old uniformed division officer assigned to the vice president's home, was arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting a 14-year-old female family member multiple times.
You know,
now, as a lawyer, I can tell you you're innocent till proven guilty. But that's not good. Do you think it's good? No. I don't think it's good either. Let me see here. What else do I have here? Oh, St. Hillary is the title of this. While a Yale law student, Hillary Rodham worked on the development of a defense that brought acquittal to 2 Black Panthers. One of the acquitted defendants later tortured and murdered another Black Panther. Way to go, Hillary!
Nice work, Hill.
You know what I'm saying? That's not good. Did we do a traffic report again?
We did one just a couple minutes ago.
All right.
You think Hill will be our first woman president?
No.
When do you think that'll happen?
I think my daughter Erica is going to be the first woman president.
Really?
Yep.
I thought, well, is she going to follow in your footsteps? Would that be right after you run?
Well, once I'm president, it's going to be easier for her to be president.
Is it?
Oh, absolutely.
Garrett, you know, I have to answer your question. I married my high school sweetheart. Let's just put it that way.
That doesn't answer the question.
No.
You were about, what, 13?
I was with him for 29 years.
13?
13. No, I wasn't 13. I was older than that.
29 years.
I'm not going that route
14?
because it's really not nobody's business. But
you
I
opened
will
the
say,
door. In the law, we call it opening the door. You opened the door.
My point was,
You opened it.
My point was that I wound up marrying that person. So
when did you meet him?
Oh gosh, we went to school together from
when
the
did
time
you
we were
start
like
dating?
in 7th grade when we were sophomores in high school.
So you were juniors when you first. I'm gonna guess 16.
You're gonna guess
16 at prom, junior year.
Why at prom?
It just seems to be the.
I gotta say this. I know her ex-husband. All right, Hutch Johnson, and he's from Fort Thomas. He's a lawyer, and he's a good guy.
Yeah,
you know what?
A good guy.
I'm not close to him. Here's why I know he's a good guy. I'm not close to him. Don't socialize with him. But just seeing Hutch at courthouses over the years, always had friendly conversations with him. Always nice. Hutch Johnson's a good guy.
He is. He's a guy.
Starsky and Hutch Johnson.
We get along great. Actually, that's what he used to refer to us as, Starsky and Hutch. So,
do you know who's very complimentary of you? Pat Crowley.
Oh, really? I know Pat. I mean, he lives in Fort Thomas, but I don't know him
Who is it?
that well.
Who's that?
He used to write for the Enquirer, and then he started his own little consulting company, which was my idea, Pat Crowley.
Pat?
We wrote a book together. I think Pat Crowley's still my friend, but I haven't heard from him forever.
That's because he's probably so busy writing.
No. He's one of these guys that when the chips are down, he doesn't want to be associated with the Bulldog to avoid any controversy with his clients. I hope you're listening, Crowley, because unlike you, I still consider you a friend.
Ah.
I bet you get a text from him
soon. Just called out Crowley, didn't I?
Why don't you call him?
I got to call. He's got to call me first.
See, it goes both ways. Goes both ways.
Oh, shoot.
I don't go both. You go both ways?
Absolutely. Goes both ways. It's awesome.
According to Wall Street Journal opinion of Karl Rove, over the last 40 national surveys, Mr. Romney is at above 50% in 11, with Mr. Obama at or above 50% in 1. No president has ever lost the White House because of that. But guess what, folks? We've never had early voting for 30 days in all of these swing states.
It doesn't make sense.
And later in the show, we got a great report from Time Magazine that Bill Spry sent us. 513-201-8891 if you'd like to pledge. I think we're doing a pretty good job promoting this. It's really a pain in the ass interrupting our regular scheduled program to give out a phone number and beg for money.
But you got
it's
12
very
hours.
unbecoming.
You got 12 hours.
And remember, we're looking for our first $100,000 pledge, and if you can't do that, $100,000 will do.
Yeah.
We'll take 100.
What are you donating? Your Bulldog pledged $10,000. Is that what?
$100.
Oh, I thought you said 10,000.
$100.
But he's asking for 10,000.
Do you all like the Beatles?
Absolutely.
I like the Beatles, but I like Led Zeppelin far better.
Did I tell you I took a class in college that was all about the Beatles?
Yes,
3
you did.
straight months.
You've said that about 16 times. We're getting real tired of you mentioning it.
I have early onset Alzheimer's, and it's.
Do you know what this was? I think maybe the Beatles' first #1 hit. I think this is one of their early big hits, and I love this song.
I would know that if I paid attention in that class.
Hard Day's Night by the Beatles on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. We're running a pledge drive today, 513-201-8891 if you want to pledge to Class X Radio. Also go to classxradio.com. I also want to encourage everyone, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can text me 859-250-2527. I'm being serious. Program my cell phone number in your phone, 859-250-2527. And you can always send me ideas for the show. If you got some kind of personal or legal emergency, text me, call me. Also, you can email me at eric@ericdeters.com. If you would like some information about my law practice, you can go to ericdeters.com. Listen to us every day, 6 to 9 a.m. and any other time, too. Great classic rock, 88.9 and 89.1 on FM dial. You can also get the Class X Radio app, the Class X Radio TuneIn, classxradio.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we are the only tri-state show that is broadcast live simulcast every day, video. And you can watch it on thebulldogsnation.com, classxradio.com, and we also do a podcast. And the show's just going to keep getting better and better and better because Roger Kaufman allows us to use this studio right here that we broadcast our show out of the Fox 19 building. It's a nice big studio, much better than the studio that I was in. And remember, folks, we got 4 televisions, one more than WLW has in their studio. And, of course, I got Garrett, who was the ace producer over there. And, of course, here's the bottom line. I was Willie's backup, which meant that I'm the second best radio talk show host in the Tri-State, right? I mean, if I'm Willie's backup. And, of course, we stole from Channel 9, the #1 traffic reporter in the Tri-State. I mean, so we're just loaded. And Jake is trained in California. He spent a year of training in California.
Los Angeles, not just California.
Yeah, Los Angeles. L.A.
The big city.
So
Jake's a perfect right-hand man.
He is. We love you, Jake, and we miss you, man.
Who's the #1 traffic reporter you stole? You didn't say.
Denise Johnson.
Oh, there you go.
A.K. the Blonde. A.K. DJ.
I was
A.K. Hutch Johnson's ex.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Go ahead and give us a traffic report.
Oh, gosh. Westbound 275 right around Ward's Corner. You have an accident. It is blocking the left lane. That traffic, you're looking at 30 minutes heading in that northbound direction, northwestbound, whichever you want to call it. 30 minutes as you're heading up in that direction towards 71 from US 50. So you've got a long delay there. Also, seeing this traffic is pretty heavy and solid there. You're looking at about a 25-minute delay already on 71, 75, backed up to 275. No accident reported there. Southbound 71, that traffic is slow from Fields Erdel on down to 275. At least it's pretty solid. I'm kind of looking at the maps. Everything is red in those areas. So a couple of other accidents. An accident on Taylor Mill just south of 275. That one has injuries, so it's going to take a little longer to clear up. Hamilton at Kemper, you have an accident there. Cheviot at North Bend. Madison at Brotherton. So a couple of problems. Again, the biggest one on 275. So if you're in that area, expect some long delays.
I like that.
I thought you were going to do your next one from the field so we could test the phones.
Oh, well, I can run out there and stand in traffic. Is that what you want?
8:05.
That would be a blonde moment, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be. Mm-hmm. Go play in some traffic.
I tell you, I know this 2 hours has flown by.
You know what? It always does in here, though.
I know it does. That's when you know you're having fun and the show's good. When the show drags, which it never does when I'm on the show.
Well, no, not at all. You know what? We ought to talk about if they make a pledge today, all the different things that they can win. If they make a
Go
pledge.
Ahead.
Okay.
Why don't you tell everybody that?
Well, I will, because you know what? You're listening
that way
today.
I can check my text messages
while you do that.
Can I win
these things? Am I in the running for these?
If you put money in the pot, okay, then we're gonna draw some names out of the pot. So make a donation, and your name's gonna go in the pot. I guess if you had specific things that you wanted to try to win or bid on, you could always do that. But we've got 2 pairs of Foxy's Shazam tickets that were donated by Madison Theater. That concert is December 30th, and that show.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Bill Spry, I have a fan that called to make a pledge, and nobody answered. She got voicemail.
Uh-oh. Maybe he's just busy.
What's going on here?
Here, they didn't
call here.
No.
513-201-8891.
We've got a pledge sheet. I mean, if you want to
I can't believe it. Our work better not be going for naught. Jim Shue better not try to make fun of us.
No, not anymore. I caught him the other day.
We'll make the other shoe drop on Shue.
There you go.
I'm calling you out, Shue. I got the microphone now.
We got cowboy boots.
Continue with your
We've got cowboy boots in here. Okay, again, so you can take a chance there to win the Foxy Shazam tickets. Also, Afghan Wigs. Now, this is a concert. I don't know who
Williams
they are.
just made a pledge. Continue.
There you go. Here, but write their names down so we make sure they get credit. Anyway, that is December 31st. That is going to be a sold out show there, or is a sold out show, and that's at Bogart's. So we've got tickets for that. Also, we have 2 pairs of tickets for Wish You Were Here, which is a Pink Floyd tribute band. So they're going to be right there, I guess. Is that it? I believe that is at Bogart's, if not Madison Theater. One of the 2, but it doesn't matter if you want to see them. And that is in November. And then also today, because we have some guests coming in the studio, Ambient Studios is donating a recording session. So for all of those local bands that listen to us on Class X, you could get an hour's worth of studio time, a producer and an engineer to run your session, as well as mixing and mastering services from them. And Sushi of Cincinnati is donating gift certificates so you can learn how to make your own sushi. So we got a lot of concert tickets.
Stecklin.
Oh, we also have, he's the sushi guy, right? We also have where's the Starship stuff? Because we're giving away 2 tickets to the Starship concert, which is tomorrow night. Where is that?
Cobra?
Okay.
Starship?
I don't know. Do I have it?
Jefferson.
You have it?
I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we have 2 tickets to the Starship concert. You get a meet and greet and dinner, and that's at the Syndicate, and that is tomorrow night. So any of those concert tickets or anything that we've just mentioned that it sounds good to you, you need to make a donation. Again, Bill Spry should be standing there. 513-201-8891 is what you can call, or you can go to the website, which is classxradio.com, and you can click on donate and make a donation there. So, you know what? We need to show them how it's done. They were all bragging about the other day that they beat the morning show. I said, nuh-uh. Every dog has its day, and this dog pound is that's right. We're working it right here in the doghouse.
And we're going to get a $100,000 sponsor anyway.
We are.
Absolutely.
You know some big people, don't you? Oh, maybe you've got some phone calls today.
Let me speak very seriously about raising money. True story, all right? When I was 24 years, actually, I take this back. When I was only 22 years old, I became the chairman of the Kenton County Republican Party because nobody wanted the job. Elizabeth Thomas spoke to, it's a great story. She spoke to all these, we have to go after the break. After the break, I'm going to tell you the story of my history in politics. Until that time, enjoy a song that I'm going to dedicate to my secretary, Maria, on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. According to the daily presidential tracking poll, Rasmussen, Romney 50%, Obama 46%. Gallup polls close some, Romney 50, Obama 47. Ohio has Romney and Obama tied at 48-48. Dick Morris says the independents, the undecideds will go Romney because he's not the incumbent. So he says Romney's really up 52-48 in Ohio. Let's hope. I'm going to talk more about Ohio later in the show. The New York Times has a report whether or not Bill Clinton hurt the Obama campaign. Bill Clinton counseled that independent voters might forgive Mr. Romney for having said whatever he had to say to win his party's nomination, but they would be far more reluctant to vote for him if they thought they were getting the third term of George W. Bush. Ever since, the Obama campaign has been hammering Mr. Romney as too conservative, while essentially giving him a pass for having traveled a tortured path on issues like health care, abortion, and gay rights. All the political pundits that know what they're talking about have pointed out very truthfully that Obama entire campaign television ads was demonizing Mitt Romney. And then what happens is when they see him at the Republican convention and they see him at the debates and he's not a demon, it's like they just wasted all of that money. I mean, they wasted all the money. And it makes sense. By the way, Mitt Romney, if you did not know, is going to be at the Jet Manufacturing Center in Roselawn beginning at 10:30. Listen to Bulldog Nation Radio and go up there and support the Romney campaign.
I think he spent the night in Cincy last night.
That's right.
Obama spent the night on Air Force One.
Mm-hmm. Romney on bringing back the hope. We'll bring back the America that has been the hope of the earth, and we need your help because it matters. It matters for your kids and their kids. It sure does. Wall Street Journal opinion, Daniel Henninger. Benghazi has damaged voters' willingness to believe in Barack Obama. I hope, at least those that are paying attention.
Aren't you feeling, I just feel positive about it now?
Yes.
I'll be honest. Before the first debate,
right,
I was not feeling too good about this election.
Well, they actually said that if he didn't perform well, the election might be over.
Yeah, and he obviously that was his best debate, and then from there I feel like he has just kept gaining the momentum, which he obviously has, and now he's up in the polls.
Remember, at 10:25, I'm going to have Rand Paul on, and it'll be a great interview. And I want to give Oracle status to Elle and William, who made pledges. You got to like that.
Awarding Oracle status.
513-201-8891. Bill and Rhonda Spry will take your call, and we will. This is hilarious.
Rhonda actually said the Class X staff is eligible to win all these prizes, and that she was going to cheat and make sure I won at least 2 or 3 of them.
You're going to get sanctioned. Hey, I just got a text from a Bulldog Nation member that said, I am bizarrely cute. Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
To
absolutely.
be bizarrely cute.
People call me bizarrely ugly.
And that means she's watching you on live stream.
Could be.
That's right.
I don't know. Paul Ryan says let each state decide the anti-poverty programs. I agree. Romney had 10,000 people in Colorado, where he now leads. They have supercharged our campaign, he said. We're on the home stretch now, and I think the people of Colorado are going to get us all the way there. How do you like that? Kid Rock, of course, was there campaigning with him. Go Rock!
Good for Kid.
We ought to play a Cowboy or a good song.
Cowboy's a great song. He's a great musician.
He is.
And a great Republican. Great American.
Rob Portman on Obama's auto bailout claims. He says, I think people will really be surprised to learn that what Barack Obama's been saying and what his ads say is not accurate. John Kasich says, the governor says, we're down 500 jobs in the auto industry. I don't know. Obama's swing state advantage to the end of September, the top 10 swing state Democratic parties had raised $100 million. Top 10 swing state Republican parties, $52 million. But overall, Romney's got more money. John McCain threatened to pull support from Indiana State Senator Richard Murdoch. By the way,
when they think of those comments?
It's silly, but come on. Everybody says something too. They have screwed themselves in Missouri. They left Aiken out there, and now he's tied with McCaskill. Heck, he could win the darn thing. I want to tell you right now.
Murdoch didn't back down from those comments.
I hate disloyalty in politics. And let me give you an example. As long as anybody in this room, and I say this, like, for example, I use Willie as an example. As long as you're not arrested for pedophilia, I'm not going to abandon you. You could go rob a bank. You could commit murder in self-defense. You could do all kinds of things, Garrett, and I am not going to abandon you.
Thank you. You're a loyal person.
People are just so disloyal. I promised this story, and I got to go back to it. Nobody wanted to be. See, you got to go all the way back to the late 1980s. Nobody wanted to be involved in the Republican Party in Northern Kentucky. It didn't exist. So they asked 7 people to be the chairman of the Republican Party, and everybody said no. So Gene Daniels, who I just was involved in his campaign from law school, said, you ought to talk to Deters. They came and spoke to me, and I said, yes. The next thing I know, I'm going to these county election meetings, and at the age, I misspoke, it wasn't 22, I was 24. At the age of 24, I was elected the chairman of the 3rd largest county in the state, Republican Party. I immediately became George Bush's Northern Kentucky chairman. I was on the state central committee, and then because Middleton was the first Republican elected to the Kenton County Judge Executive Office, a campaign that I ran, then Dick Rhodey was elected to state senate. I was such a hot political commodity that Jim Bunning asked me to be the 4th congressional chairman. But my point is that I was in the club car and I was involved in state party politics pretty heavy. And it was all by happenstance.
It's pretty awesome you were that young. Got to do that.
One of the Kentucky.
Have you ever met a president?
Oh, yeah. Met a lot. I met Reagan, met Bush. Here's something that was funny. After Middleton won, and I framed this thing. This was so awesome. The Kentucky Post called me a nuclear warhead of energy. That's a compliment.
Is that why you're bald?
Yeah. Can you give us a traffic report?
Well, we're still dealing with that big problem on 275 heading westbound. There's an accident, and that's right around Ward's Corner, and that has traffic backed up. You're looking at about a 40-minute delay if you're heading in that direction. The traffic is just solid bumper to bumper there. South of US 50, continuing north past Ward's Corner, so past that accident. So expect some long delays there, and that, like I said, is 35 to 40-minute delay. So whatever your normal time is, you need to add that on to it as well. Also had an accident with injuries that should be cleared out of there by now, but that was on Taylor Mill just south of 275. Madison at Brotherton. I was looking at the camera cameras for some of the other interstates, though. 71, as far as heading southbound right around Fields Erdel, isn't too bad. 71, 75, you're still heavy there, looking at about a 25-minute travel time and from 275 on into downtown, and just your typical spots around the rest of the tri-state. But those are the biggest problems that we're dealing with right now.
You want to hear a classic Bulldog story about how I had a fall from grace from all that politics? It was great.
Yes. Well, okay.
Clyde Middleton promised our law firm the airport legal work. The day after the campaign, he reneged. Then I asked Jim Bunning to talk some sense into him, and Jim Bunning thought about it, but then he said, I shouldn't get involved in that, which is the right call, and I shouldn't have held that against Jim Bunning. So I was the only Northern Kentucky Republican of some stature that left the Hopkins governor campaign to support Larry Forgy for governor. I basically did a big F-you to all the freaking establishment up here to go support the rebel running for governor, Forgy. And Forgy lost the statewide Republican governor's race to Hopkins in the primary by only 1,800 votes. Jeez. Now, you talk about how little things change fate. Hopkins, they had the check cashing scandal, and he was done. But get this. If Larry Forgy was elected governor, and he told me this, I wouldn't have had to share with anybody because I was the only one. I would have been the patronage guy for everything in the state of Kentucky in Northern Kentucky at 26 years old. At 26 years old, roads, appointments, everything. Me. That would have been wild.
There you go.
Forgy goes this. He goes, Deters, we're going to have to get your dad involved to make sure you don't go to jail with all this power. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to play Sweet Emotion for you by Aerosmith. If you want to pledge, 513-201-8891. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Let's get a traffic report and let Denise update you on everything going on our pledge drive. And if you're just tuning in, don't worry, folks. This isn't going to be like a pledge drive. We're having our regular show, and we're going to be doing the show all day long on Class X Radio.
We definitely are going to 12 hours of the Bulldog today. So you got to stay tuned to Class X Radio. And I'm going to go through this first, just into why the traffic update information updates, I should say. So today, what we're doing is we're asking for donations because we are public radio. So Class X is asking you to just sponsor. So we need you to call in 513-201-8891, or you can go to classxradio.com and make a donation there. There's a button you can just click donate there. We have all kinds of prizes, so you can register to win some different things through the day. We have tickets for tomorrow night for the Syndicate to go see Starship. That's a meet and greet with dinner. So if you call in and make a donation, and the highest donation, make a bid on those. It's kind of like a silent auction, but we're just going to do it on the radio. So make a bid. If you want something specific that we mentioned on the radio, tell them when you call in and make that donation. So again, do that. And if the line is busy, just keep calling. So also we have some tickets for the Madison Theater, 2 pair of tickets for Foxy Shazam. So that's going to be December 30th. We'll be giving those away today. If you call in and make a bid, again, there's 2 pair. Afghan Wigs, we have a concert there. That is at Bogart's. It's sold out. So these are the last pair of tickets that you can get for that. So do that. 2 pair of tickets to Wish You Were Here. And that's a Pink Floyd tribute band. That's in November. So if you want that, we also have a recording session for Ambient Studio. They're donating an hour's worth of studio time, a producer, engineer to run your session, as well as mixing and mastering the services. So for anybody a lot of Class X people that listen to Class X are local artists, and they might want to do that. And you can call in again, make a donation, and make it specifically for that. But keep in mind, the highest donation is going to get it. Sushi of Cincinnati is donating gift certificates, so you can go and learn to make your own sushi. And actually, they're going to be in at 9:30, and Ambient Studios is going to be in this afternoon later on, just talking about what they have and what they offer. Let's go to traffic now. An accident on 275 westbound right around Ward's Corner, and that has you really backed up. You're looking at a 40-minute delay as you're heading northbound in that direction all the way. It's from south of US 50. Couple of other problems. Cincinnati Linwood at Beverly. There's a Beverly Hill Drive. There's an accident there. Also 2nd Street at Walnut. and Hamilton in the Hamilton area, Lynn at Ezard Charles. So, that's all Hamilton there. And then the on-ramp is blocked on 74 heading eastbound. So inbound 74 right around Coleraine. So you need to watch for that if you're heading in that direction. Traffic is just heavy in all your typical spots. A little lighter on 71, though, than I thought this morning. But 71, 75, that traffic is still heavy there. So those are a few of the bigger problems. The biggest one, again, 275 at Ward's Corner. We'll let you know when that clears up.
Adequate job as always, Denise. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett.
All righty. Let's get rolling again. By the way, I got to tell you an inside scoop. We are filing a lawsuit. This is hilarious. The Kentucky Enquirer printed a completely false statement about Sarah Jones in August of this year. We demanded a retraction and an apology. They didn't even respond. They did it again, I think it was October the 2nd. So they ran the same thing in the story, all right? This is a hilarious story. You're gonna see how smart the Bulldog is. So anyway, we demanded another retraction and an apology. No response. After Sarah does her plea deal, I wrote a letter and I demanded an apology. Say, we're not going to sue you if you just apologize. They refused. Now, here's what the Jackwagon Enquirer's thinking. They're thinking that, well, she admitted to a crime in open court, so therefore what we did is no big deal. Now, the Dirty.com made the same mistake. They thought her being charged with this would end their case. Well, the fact that they libeled her for 2 years, the Dirty.com, has nothing to do with the Cody York situation. And when I told Judge Bertelsman, we're not asking for any damages past the beginning of the relationship with Cody York. I mean, how stupid is it? Dirty.com, and some of you people out there, want to say, well, because what she did with Cody York, Dirty.com, they can get away with anything they said about her before that. Makes no sense, not fair at all. Well, the Enquirer seems to think because she admitted to something with Cody York that they could run 2 times this story. Investigators say Jones had sex with the 17-year-old 3 or 4 times in the apartment. Guess what? A complete, absolute lie. But it's worse. Not only is it a lie, by the way, Sarah Farmer on my side. Sarah Farmer said, we never told him that. And it turns out this was taken from a story about Nicole Howe. Now, do you think journalism ethics would say, hey, the dog, everybody thinks dog just goes sues people. Is the Bulldog, yours truly, being reasonable by just saying apologize? Seems reasonable to me. So they think they can't get sued. Well, we did some research. And part of malice, because she's a public figure now, so you got to prove malice, includes did they correct it? Did they repeat it? Did they all these things? So guess what I'm suing the Enquirer for? This is class. I'm suing the Enquirer today and Jim Hanna for libel for August 22nd to October 2nd. 1 month. Is that hilarious? Because they can't say, well, she did this because it's not relevant. And guess what? Do you think it was good for Sarah Jones's case that that's in the newspaper leading up to the trial? No. Now, it gets better, okay? The Enquirer went to see Janet Dooley, David Dooley, who's standing trial for the murder of Michelle Mockbee in Boone County. And they didn't talk to me. And they went to her, and were going to interview her last week. So I sent all the news crew out there at the same time. So they didn't get the exclusive, okay? Well, Jim Hanna goes out there on Monday with Reedy, the photographer, and Janet, talks to him. So they put this up online and everything else. Now, I want to say this to you. The television news in this tri-state is very fair to me, okay? And fair to my clients. Enquirer, never. It's a rag. So they get an exclusive with the mom laughing all the way because my client was told not to do this, and she wasn't thinking, and she feels bad now. In this story, which is long, they don't even mention my name, which is part of their little stick at me. They don't even mention my name that I'm representing David Dooley. Now, just think how powerful the Inquirer is, right? Our daily newspaper, right? No. You know why they hated WLW? Because WLW had a bigger audience than them.
Oh, the Inquirer's horrible.
But you're going to laugh. This is the punchline before we go to this song. And I think everybody out there in Bulldog Nation land will love this. Guess what? David Dooley, the guy charged with the murder, is going to do public interviews. Guess who is not going to be allowed in the room as 5, 9, 12, and 19 interview David Dooley? The Inquirer. So, Jim Hanna, way to get the scoop from Janet. Television News is going to get it from David Dooley. Furthermore, the Inquirer, they will not be allowed to interview any of my clients on any stories. If I represent the biggest criminal in America, the Inquirer is going to have to report what everybody else reports. I love it. Now let's have some Billy Joel. When we come back, we'll have some more Radio Superbity. I know you enjoy stories where you get the inside scoop. Inquirer never, Bulldog Nation forever. Live on Class X Radio. Hey, Inquirer. How about the Bank of America? They lend the Obama campaign $12 million, and then the Justice Department announces that they're going after him for $1 billion for the countrywide mortgage scandal. Don't think for a minute that this is a bunch of BS appearance and that the reality is that $12 million loan is going to help Bank America get out of this fix. It's really that simple. William, I no longer want you to put anything in the newsletter about Sarah Palin unless it's a really, really big news item. I don't care what Sarah Palin. I want to stress this. I like Sarah Palin. I like what she believes in. But I'm sorry, she just doesn't have it, if you know what I mean. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
Speaking of Sarah Palin, you seen the new show? Well, maybe it's not new on Discovery Channel. Like it's called the Great Alaskan Frontier, The Last Frontier, and it's all about Alaska. And they follow these farmers and around in Alaska. It's pretty interesting. Pretty neat the way they live up there. The guy just shot a wolf the other night.
Shot a wolf.
What do you do with it, though?
Well, he's protecting the cattle. He's a rancher. Okay. So all the cattle he's got to keep safe from the wolves and bears. So he just rides around and just shoots bears if they are threatening his cattle. And then if he has to, he'll just throw them into the rivers.
Have you seen the movie The Gray?
Attract the Gray?
Liam Neeson plays a guy that hunts and kills wolves and bears and wild animals that threaten the oil base.
Okay, yeah. So similar. It's a pretty interesting show.
Right.
It's real life. Alaska would be great. You ever been to Alaska?
No, I haven't, but actually, I that is a neat place to. I mean, I don't know when I would want to go. Obviously, when it was a little warmer, but it'd be a neat environment to go to. Yeah.
Guys out there plowing the fields at like 10 p.m. and it's bright, like it's 2 in the afternoon.
But it's not always that way, is it?
No, it was just that time of year was one of those times.
They have like 24 hours of sunlight for.
Yeah,
so
he's
many
like,
days.
this isn't even the longest day either.
Gosh.
The longest day.
Oh, the longest
American
time.
Airlines plans to hire 2,500 pilots over the next 5 years. New home sales up 5.7% last month. Facebook shares climbed 22%, their biggest one-day gain ever in their history. Women graduates earn less than men. This is an outrage, and I'm sorry, ladies. I have daughters. I have sisters. I have female friends. I am not a chauvinist. I believe in equal rights between men and women. It does so happen, though, that I also believe that we just naturally have different skill sets generally. You know, people get all caught up on stereotypes. Let me tell you, you want to hear some political incorrectness from the Bulldog? But everybody in Bulldog Nation, because we're all the same, we have common sense, will agree with me. Do you know why they call a cliche and a stereotype a stereotype? Because based on probabilities and percentages, They're true. Let me give you an example, which is amazing because, again, you can't talk about blacks, but I think we can get away talking about Asians. It is a fact, probability. Asians do much better than math than everybody else in the world. So when you run into an Asian, it's kind of a joke that you say, it's a stereotype that you must be good at math. Well, let's face it, maybe not. There's a lot of Asians running around that are as bad as math as you and me.
Right.
But from a probability standpoint, the odds standpoint, it's a fact.
It's like profiling at the airports.
Right.
It's the best way to go about curbing terrorism.
And I love that I can pick on Irish Catholics. I'm an Irish Catholic. You know what that means? I'm crazy. I got a temper.
You're a crazy drunk.
You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Catholics drink. Irish people are hot-tempered. They got passion.
Yep.
Call it whatever you want.
I would say you got the temper part. You don't drink. Not the temper, the passion.
The passion, definitely the passion. I don't drink, though. Delta Airlines posted a 91% jump in net profit. That's pretty good. The CEOs of over 80 big-name U.S. corporations are banding together to pressure Congress to use tax revenue increases and spending cuts to reduce the federal deficit. Well, there you have it. There you have it. Israel says 79 rockets were fired at them from Gaza yesterday. Fire back. Fire back. Former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi of Italy confirmed he won't seek a term as premier. Wouldn't you like to party at his house? George Clooney knows what it's like to party at his house. The recipe on the newsletter today is Irish soda bread. That's something to my Granny Crippen staple.
Soda bread?
Soda bread.
Kind of soda.
Never even.
You haven't heard of Irish soda bread?
Absolutely not.
How about a traffic report, Denise?
Well, you know what? Things are really improving out there. We had that big accident this morning causing problems on 275 heading westbound, northbound, whatever you want to call it. Looked kind of through those cameras, and everything seems to have cleared up. That traffic seems to be moving along and rolling a lot better. Still dealing with some heavier traffic on 7175 from Buttermilk to the bridge. You got the sun in your eyes out there, so make sure you take those sunglasses. Southbound 75, you're still slow. Pretty much just north of Ronald Reagan as you're continuing southbound. So just above Ronald Reagan down to Paddock, you're still slow there. And an accident reported on the ramp from 74 to northbound 75. So just watch for that. And there's still an accident on Martin Luther King at Burnett. Let me see what this one is here. And also Hamilton. In Hamilton, there's one with injuries. Lynn Street at Ezard Charles. So just a couple of problems, but things are looking better than they were earlier.
Very good.
Jake's here.
Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, we give Uber Oracle status to Jake. He's back in the house.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
Thanks for having me.
Jake, did you hear the show earlier where it was in a complete disarray as we began the day because you weren't here to lend us your mature, adult, guiding hand, which is your Los Angeles training, which was severely lacking without you.
I didn't, no.
We were discombobulated.
Oh, man.
I love that word, discombobulated.
I do
It's a good word.
My mom used to say that all the time, discombobulated. All right, let's have some music. This is the one next to Ace Frehley, New York Groove, best cruise song of all time. Sniff and Tears. How the hell they get that name? On Driver's Seat on Class X Radio.
Hey, Bulldog. Hey, Bulldog.
The Bulldog. Remember yesterday we announced that the Bulldog Nation theme song is Raise Little Hell by Trooper. I love it. All right, Jack Stecklin from Sushi Cincinnati will be coming up after 9 o'clock as a guest. And we're doing a pledge drive today during our show where yours truly does 12 hours. And the first 3 hours went quick. 513-201-8891 if you want to pledge. Let me just tell you how this works, folks. You can pledge like a one-time donation. You can pledge $10 a month, $5 a month, $50 a month, whatever you want. This is a nonprofit radio station. I don't get paid. I do it because I love it. But, of course, I'm also not stupid. I would say by September of next year, yours truly and some of my supporting cast will have a national television show and a national radio show. So I don't need to be paid. But the bottom line is that, you know, if you like this radio station, you want to help out Bill and Rhonda Spry, who They work almost as hard as me. Pledge. And until that time, let's hear from Denise, who can promote what she needs to promote and give you a final traffic report for this hour.
Well, you know what, we were talking about the pledge drive. So again, we've got tickets that you can bid on. As far as the highest bidder, 2 tickets to Starship. That's tomorrow night with a meet and greet and dinner at the Syndicate. So you can win those. We're going to give all this stuff away around 5 o'clock tonight, 5:30ish. So something like that. So if you want to make an offer or a highest bid, just bid on all that stuff when you call in, or you can just call in and donate, and your chances of winning some of these tickets, will just put your name in a hat. Also, the Madison Theater in Covington donated 2 pair of tickets to the Foxy Shazam concerts, and that is for December 30th, and they're expecting this to be a sold-out show. Also, Afghan Wigs, that's a December 31st concert, and that is sold out, and that's at Bogart's, so we have 1 pair of tickets for that. Also, 2 pair of tickets for Wish You Were Here, a Pink Floyd tribute band, and that's November 9th. Also, the Class X studio will be taking you backstage so you can meet the band there. And then Ambient Studios is donating a recording session for all of our local artists that might want an hour's worth of studio time. That comes with a producer to run your session, as well as mixing and mastering services there. And Sushi Cincinnati just brought some gift certificates in as well. So you can do that and win some gift certificates. So just the highest bidder as far as, wanting to make an offer on something specific. If you call in and donate, just tell them when they're answering the phones what you really want to put your name on or in, and then we'll go for there. But the grand prize is going to be the 2 tickets to Starship tomorrow night. So a lot of things. And, Eric, we got a lot going on in here today. We've got the guests getting ready to come in. Jack with Sushi Cincinnati. That's hard to say.
Let me interrupt that.
Sure.
I want to forewarn all of our guests today. If you think you're going to come in here and it's going to be some infomercial, and by the way, you're going to get to talk about your business, but I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to have to be prepared to say Romney or Obama. You're going to have to weigh in on Tom Cruise. You're going to have to weigh on the Simpson divorce. You might have to comment on who's going to win the World Series. If you're not a Renaissance man or woman, we don't want you.
The more you
so
can
cancel your appearance if you can't handle
Not
it.
if they're bringing money. Not if they're bringing money.
By the way, have you found that bit, Jake? I'm gonna Jack Wagon him up if he hasn't found it. Did I not ask him a few good men, Colonel Jessup's tirade in the courtroom? You can't handle the truth.
No, I don't have it.
Jake says no.
Wagon?
See how quick you can fall? He went from Oracle to Jack Wagon in 5 minutes.
No
Continue,
time.
Denise.
Okay. We also have just Scott Baker. He's going to come in and talk about a nonprofit, which is called Our Hope's Legacy. And then at 12:30, between 12:30 and 1, Thomas Cox, he's going to be here talking about a family daycare camp that he has for at-risk teens. So, and then between 2 and 2:30, Holly Maloney of Cutler Real Estate, she's going to come in and you know what? She's not going to talk about just real estate. She's going to talk about short sales and how those work, because there's a lot of people out there right now losing their homes, and maybe that would help them actually. 3:30 to 4, we have a guy from Live Bait Comedy. He actually does charitable comedy things, so maybe you'll get a little bit out of that.
I hereby challenge him to a comedy off live on the air. He and I are going to go toe-to-toe. We'll see who's the funniest.
Rob, you hear it? You hear that, Rob? Yeah, so be ready for that. And then also, I had mentioned Ambient Studios.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the Bulldog. That's what you can't handle. Okay, Ambient Studios, he's going to be in here today talking about his studio and what he has to offer as well. And he donated a recording session for an hour, so that'll be great. So we got a lot of great giveaways today and a lot of guests to entertain the Bulldog, because he will be entertaining them, I think, more than anything. So somebody for him to have fun with today, besides me.
Garrett, I want to tell you something. I am not only, you talked about loyalty, and I also like to give credit where credit's due. And I just, Willie was my radio mentor, still is my radio mentor, and I learned a lot about good radio from Willie.
He's the best.
And is it not true that one of the lessons you learned from Willie is forget about the rules?
That's right. There are no rules.
Forget about radioisms.
What rules?
All right, when we come back, we're going to continue the show. The Bulldog Show does not go off
not
at
today.
9 a.m.
Not till
How many
6.
more? 9 more hours of radio with the Bulldog.
6 p.m. tonight. You got, unless you spend a lot of money.
And other than Denise's traffic reports, we haven't had 1 minute of boring radio. This is London Calling by The Clash on Class X Radio.
They were boring.